We live in a changing world that demands leadership, and a world that requires the intellect, muscle, and creativity of many to tackle the challenges we face in today's global environment. As a top provider of leadership education, the Center for Creative Leadership sees that as a call to action to expand the notion of leadership and to expand the accessibility of leadership. With support from funders and donors, we impact thousands of lives by serving nonprofit education, NGO, and grassroots leaders. On average, CCL's annual campaign raises approximately $120,000 per year. The campaign is an opportunity to extend the gift of leadership development to those who lack the financial resources to reach their potential. Gifts can make a difference locally or globally to benefit societies and improve lives. Donating to the annual campaign builds community as staff participates in our mission. Last year, staff participation was 47%, the highest ever. CCL's annual campaign each year raises funds to make an impact in the world through leadership development. It builds impact on key areas of support: scholarships, early leadership, LBB, and the General Fund. Through our youth leadership work, we continue to cultivate leadership skills and confidence in high school-age young women. CCL's LBB initiative works to bring low-cost programs, tools, and models to diverse constituencies across the world to leaders who otherwise would not have access to leadership development. Last year, CCL funded over 175 scholarships for leaders from nonprofits, NGOs, and the health and education sectors at our campuses all over the world. In fact, a big part of our mission is fulfilled through our scholarship program. It's one of the most significant and visible ways CCL makes a difference. Leaders from diverse backgrounds who otherwise wouldn't have the means to attend an open enrollment program have been receiving tuition discounts year after year. Scholarships benefit not only individual leaders, they benefit the communities and organizations where these leaders serve. CCL benefits too. Scholarship recipients bring their diverse experiences and perspectives to their program mix. And by filling seats that might otherwise go empty, we bring added revenue to OE's bottom line. In FY16 alone, we awarded 175 scholarships at a value of over $1 million. The vast majority, about 86%, went to education and nonprofit leaders. During our last 5 fiscal years, we've awarded 815 scholarships valued at over $4.5 million, an attractive advantage over our competitors. The scholarship program is truly a global effort. All campuses participate by enrolling recipients into their OE offerings. Our policy is to offer one scholarship per organization per year, but because of our partnerships with organizations like these, we've been able to extend our impact beyond just individual scholarships to meet the needs of multiple leaders within these fine organizations. What individual scholarship recipients have to say about their program experiences is often the most telling expression of impact. Daryl Cotton, head of school at the High Point Friends School, found his recent experience in the Maximizing Your Leadership Potential program so transformative that he now sees himself in a whole different light in the way he leads and in the way he pictures his role in society. For Mary Karachi, it was her experience in the Women's Leadership Program while still a senior executive at the World Bank that inspired her to change course and co-found Global Giving, the first and largest global crowdfunding community for nonprofits. Because of that transformative experience, she's been sending other leaders from Global Giving to our programs since 2012. CCL Scholarships: Opportunity, affordability, leadership, impact. Here is the story of one special woman who made a lasting impact in the world and a lasting impact on CCL. When Dr. Margaret Waddington was 8 years old, she and her family escaped Austria just as Hitler's Nazi Germany was invading the sovereign country. She and her family moved to the United States. Eventually, young Margaret went to medical school and became a neurosurgeon of wide prominence in her adopted country. This was noteworthy because at that time, neuroscience was not yet known for welcoming female practitioners. In 1986, Dr. Margaret Waddington attended the Center for Creative Leadership's flagship program, the Leadership Development Program. Only a few years later, in 1990, Dr. Waddington attended the Looking Glass Experience, what is now known as LOI. After attending her CCL programs, she repeatedly said to anyone who would listen, "CCL has changed my life." Not long after she went through LDP, she sponsored 5 of her friends to go through the program on scholarship, and so CCL's relationship with Dr. Waddington, the donor, began. Members of CCL management would visit her frequently at her home in Vermont. Throughout the years, Dr. Waddington would not only send sizable gifts, but also copies of her many books of poetry and photographs featuring her beloved Furnace Brook Farm. CCL staff and former staff thoughtfully stewarded a relationship with Dr. Waddington which lasted until her death on June 21, 2015. After her death, the center learned that we would inherit a sizable monetary gift. In addition, we discovered that the wonderful Dr. Waddington, the world-renowned neurosurgeon, had left CCL her piano, beautiful pieces of furniture, and her many works of art, done in her own hand, which now reside on our Greensboro campus. Dr. Waddington was a neurologist, a teacher, a writer, an artist, an environmentalist, a leader. She left behind a remarkable array of professional and personal accomplishments and a legacy which will live on in perpetuity. This is just one example of a loyal donor who paid it forward. What an inspiration to our alumni, staff, and former staff on the difference one donor can make.